Good evening, groovy citizens, and happy, fantastic Friday. I hope you all have had a wonderful day. My day has been great. And I dare I say it, y'all, every day I feel much better, okay? Because y'all know that cold had me down a little bit. So now that the cold symptoms are gone, and no, it was not COVID, I'm dealing with my sinuses draining, and I'll be honest with you, I think it's the changing of this weather. Like right now it is 59 degrees. Okay, it was actually a very nice day. It was a little cold, chilly on this morning, but it was a very nice day because the sun was out so beautiful earlier, and it felt nice. Now if you touch this window, it feels a little cool. So it's not short and tank top weather, but it was nice. And tomorrow it's going to be upper 50s again, so it's going to be nice again tomorrow. So you know what, I'm gonna take it, because I heard the weatherman say come Monday, I believe we're gonna have some cold and some wind. All right, so I will take all the nice days I can get. However, and I said all that to say, my sinuses start to act up when this weather starts to fluctuate, and it just drives me crazy. So I still do have a little sinus drainage, so I'm gonna apologize up front if my drainage starts to happen. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any tissue here in the car with me, so it is what it is. Now let's jump right on into today's video, because today is day 3 of my 12 days of Christmas. So please make sure you all are listening to my podcast. Please, please, please. I really need you all to do that and support me the same way you do here on YouTube. So in the link, if you click on the Linktree link at the bottom in the description box, you will be able to go directly to where my podcast is housed, and I will greatly, greatly appreciate it. Okay. And then, like I said, I have to get that done. And then after that, Angel Richardson, I told you I've been taking her 12 days of Christmas personal development workshop, class, whatever you want to call it. And tonight, I believe, is day 5. And so I'm so excited about that, because it has just been so phenomenal. And if you know me, you know I take copious notes. So, I'm just so excited about that. And one more thing before I go into this video, you guys, we had our Quantum Leap class on last night. And when I tell you it was phenomenal, it was phenomenal. And guess what? I want y'all to know first, this chick right here is going to be an official trainer with Circle of Champions. When I tell you that my coach, and dare I say it, my friend as well, Mr. Bob Yates, when I tell you this man is so awesome, and I love how he not only works so hard, he and Miss Annetta, they work so hard to help the people that join and become a part of Circle of Champions, which actually is like, we are a family. You understand what I'm saying? We're entrepreneurs, but we're also a family. And not only does he help us achieve our dreams and our goals, but he just pours so much into us, you guys, and he gives back. So not only am I a diamond member, I'm also an apprentice, but I'm also going to be an official trainer, which means I will be teaching workshops. And as those come up next year, I'm definitely going to let you guys know, because I'm going to be teaching workshops on getting on YouTube, creating your videos. And I'll be talking about how to become an effective speaker, how to tell your story in such a way that people will want to come back to your platform over and over and over again. So right now, you guys, I have a lot going on. I really do, but it's all great stuff. And I'm just about done editing, and I need to get that book editing done by this weekend, so I can get it off to Ross. We can get the cover, get that uploaded, and get that out for people to be able to purchase, because come January I got to get on the next book. So like I said, I got a lot going on in my life right now, but it's all good stuff. God is good, and I hope and I pray that God is moving in your life such that you are getting things done that you want to do as well. Now, let's jump on into today's video. So today I'm going to be talking about success is like the Chinese bamboo tree story. Can I say that again? Success is like the Chinese bamboo tree story. So the Chinese bamboo, and if you're not sure what story I'm talking about, you'll have to Google it. The Chinese bamboo needs to be nurtured in order to grow. It has to have good soil, be watered, and it needs plenty of sunlight. So as the story goes, a Chinese farmer, and I'm just giving you the abbreviated version, but I would strongly encourage you to go back. You can Google it and read the whole story. But a Chinese farmer planted a bamboo tree, well, the seeds, because he heard it could create miracles and he needed one to care for his struggling family. The farmer faithfully watered, fed, and cared for the soil where he planted the bamboo seeds. So for a year, he did this for a whole year, you guys, but there was no sign of life. The second year was the same, and so was the third and the fourth. The farmer's patience and faith in the miracle bamboo plant started to fade. Now keep in mind, he planted the bamboo seeds because he knew that growing the bamboo tree would help him take care of his struggling family. And it was his faith and his belief that it was going to do that made him hang in there for 4 years, watering the soil, making sure it was well taken care of, and he made sure he put them where it would get plenty of sunlight. He did not give up. Excuse me. So during the 5th year, just as he was about to give up on his dream, he noticed the seeds started to sprout. The bamboo sprung up 60 feet. Yes, you heard what I said, 60 feet over the next 6 weeks. Now hear what I'm saying. We have 4 years, excuse me, of no visible sign of life from these seeds that have been planted, right? And then in the 5th year, all of a sudden we see sprouting begin to happen. So we went 4 years seeing nothing to, what did I say, 6 weeks? To 6 weeks of this seed growing 60 feet tall over 6 weeks, y'all. That is powerful. So how did this happen? Was it some sort of magic, some kind of witchcraft or something? Well, what the farmer didn't know was that during the first 4 years, the root system, now hear what I'm saying, of the plant was developing in order to support the rapid growth that was to come. The bamboo tree needs a strong root system in order to support the massive and quick growth of the tree. So imagine this tree went from visibly seeing nothing until it sprouts 60 feet in 6 weeks. That's a lot. That means you have to have a massive system in place to accommodate all of that growth. So FYI, the reason why it's nearly impossible to get rid of bamboo is because the root system is so strong and it can weather just about anything. And the interesting thing is, over on Ritchie Road, if you're not here in the DMV area, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But if you are, you know what Ritchie Road is. There is a housing development, and right outside of the housing development, there's some bamboo trees that are growing over there. And I used to think, wow, I wish we had some bamboo growing in our yard. And I mentioned that one day, and my dad said, oh, no, you don't either. Well, now I see why. Because the root system is such that it's hard to get rid of it. Okay. So the story of the bamboo tree demonstrates how patience, faith, and perseverance pay off over time. It also shows us how things that seemed like they were an overnight success really are really the product of years of hard work. So, like the farmer, we may not always see the fruits of our labor right away. Come on, somebody. Now, I know we can all attest to that. But if we are consistent over time, our hard work will pay off. Let me put a pin right there, because I'm going to go into sharing 3 things that we can learn from the farmer. But let me put a pin right there. When you decide that you want to lose weight, you don't drop that weight overnight. You didn't put it on overnight. Well, let me backtrack. You didn't put the weight on overnight, correct? It took some time. Some of you all, it was months, some it was years, but you didn't put the weight on overnight. And so you're not going to take it off overnight. It is a process. You're going to have to clean up your diet. You're going to have to make sure you're getting some type of exercise in. And you've got to be faithful with it in order to see the success that you're looking for. It's just like a business. If you want to start a business, it's not going to be a success overnight. I know we look at people's businesses, we look at people, and we think, wow, they have it all. And it seems like they didn't have to do anything. Excuse me, but the reality is that it was a process. Whatever they have, it didn't happen overnight. So case in point, oh God, excuse me. Case in point, if you look at these, we have a section, area here called Potomac, Maryland. And a lot of the houses in that area, oh my God, they are big, beautiful houses, you guys. And you look at those houses and you think, wow, the people living in these houses, you know, they are so lucky. Well, guess what you don't know? Those people had to work hard to be able to afford those big, beautiful homes. And many of them, if you ask them their story, I'm pretty sure they have some interesting stories to share with us. How they had to work hard, they had to sacrifice, they had to cut off some things to be able to buy that home. So what I'm saying to you is, don't always look at what other people have and make the assumption that it just happened overnight, because I can promise you it didn't. It took some time. We didn't see all of that. So we don't see what happens on the back end. We just see the result of their hard work. So let that marinate in your mind. So number 1, authentic relationships are key to success. So relationships are your root system, and genuine relationships take years to build, and oftentimes they don't provide an immediate visible payoff. Keep in mind, strong relationships will give you a strong foundation for success. Number 2, patience is a virtue, and in parentheses I put a very much so. See, we live in a time where the culture of impatience and instant gratification has us thinking that we must have immediate results all the time. And I get it. Sometimes, yes, you do need immediate results, but then there are other times that you are going to have to work for what you have. Okay, so today's culture values speed and convenience, not realizing that when you get things quickly, it can be hard to maintain. Let me put a pin right there, because I was reading an article and it was talking about typically the average huge lottery winner, they get this huge sum of money, and within 3 to 5 years, they're broke. You know why? Because the money came quickly and they didn't do what they needed to do to be able to hold on to it. They should have consulted with a financial advisor. That's what I would do. And prayed over it and asked God to show them how best to spend the money so that it doesn't get out of hand. So don't think that getting things quickly is always the best route, because it isn't, not necessarily. So we must all look at success as a journey to a much better destination. Always remember, the best things are worth the wait. How many times have you ever received something and you had to wait for it? You had to wait, you had to wait, you had to wait. But when you got that thing, you said, Lord, this was so worth waiting for. I'm going to share this with you really quickly, and I'm going to move on. Do you realize that sometimes when you want things quickly, you are not always ready for them. And that's why God doesn't let you get that thing as quickly as you would like to get it. Because he knows you're not ready. You know you're not going to be honest with yourself, but God knows. And so he says, I'm not going to let you get that money, that business, that job, that car, that house, whatever it is, that relationship, doesn't matter what it is. I'm going to let you wait and work hard for it. Because I know that if it comes quickly, it's going to go away quickly. And plus, he knows you're not ready for it anyway. So God, now you can step out there and move on your own, but I would suggest, me personally, that you wait for God's timing to do a lot of the things that you want to do. Because if he's not allowing you to have it just yet, is because he knows that you're not ready for it. Or he knows that there's something else out there better for you. Let me move on. And number 3, you have to have faith. If the farmer had given up after the 2nd year, he wouldn't have experienced his dream become a reality. A few examples of this are J.K. Rowling, Jeff Bezos, I may have said his name wrong, but you know what I'm talking about, and Mr. Henry Ford, just to name a few entrepreneurs who didn't find huge success until they were in their 40s. And there's nothing wrong with that. Had they not had faith in their dream, we would never have met Harry Potter. We would never have shopped on Amazon, which is one of my favorite places. As a matter of fact, that's what took me so long to get out here and get this video done, because I was browsing on Amazon. Specifically, my earbuds, the left one is not charging up, and I don't know why, because I had that thing on charge forever. The right one is working fine, but the left one isn't. So I said, well, you know what? I didn't pay that much for them anyway, so I just ordered another pair. But I digress. So we wouldn't have met Harry Potter, we wouldn't have shopped on Amazon, or we would never have driven Ford vehicles. Now, I personally have never owned a Ford, but I've liked the Ford vehicles. So this is why you have to have faith in your dream and in yourself. Now, you may make some mistakes along the way. I need you to hear this. I need you to hear this. You may make some mistakes along the way. You may get frustrated. You may feel discouraged. You may feel like a loser and you just want to give up, but don't forget your why. And we've talked about this before. It is so important to know your why. Why are you doing what you're doing? Because if you don't know why you're doing it, then you have no reason to stick with it. And I'm going to tell you what Angel told us. She said, if you are 40 and over, she said, you have no business not knowing why you're doing something. You have no business not knowing what it is that you want. You have no business not knowing what is keeping you motivated. So when you feel like you want to give up on your goal, your dream, or whatever that thing is, that relationship, that business, whatever it is, when you feel like you want to give up, I need you to remember your why. Why are you doing this? I've had to tell myself over the years, no, Michelle, you can't give up. You're doing this, and then I just go down my list of my why. See, I know my why. And my why is the thing that keeps me from giving up when I feel like just giving in and saying, you know what, the heck with it, I'm done. When I first started, I'm going to share this with you real quickly and I'm going to move on. When I first started on YouTube, I didn't have any subscribers. I only had a couple of views, and I wanted to give up. But every time I said, you know what, that's it, I'm not doing any more videos. And every time I thought to give up, that little voice said, Michelle, remember your why. Remember why you're doing this. And so I would have to go to my vision book and look in and go back and refresh my memory as to why I was doing what I was doing. And then I decided, because I'm an Aries and I don't like to give up. I really don't. I don't like to lose either, but I don't like to give up. And so I said, you know what, Michelle, every time you feel like you want to give up, go and look at your why. Go and look at your why. And that's going to be the thing that's going to keep you motivated. It really will. And so every time, even now, going back to what I was saying, and so I kept saying thank you all to my new subscribers. Thank you for liking this video, sharing this video. I kept speaking those things as if they were. And my channel slowly began to grow. I don't have nearly as many subscribers as some of these big YouTubers. And you know what? It's okay. Because I realize I'm not for everybody and everybody's not for me. I want to impact the audience that's meant to see and learn from what it is that I have to offer. If they're not my audience, then I don't need to waste their time, and I don't want them wasting mine. But the key was, I didn't give up. I didn't give in. I kept the faith. I kept saying, Michelle, guess what? When you see those other YouTubers that have these huge thousands of followers, you have to remind yourself they did not come overnight. It was a process. They had to keep going. They had to keep putting out the content. They had to keep being faithful with what they were doing in order to grow their channel. Because they started off just like you, sweetie. But see, here's the thing. As I talked about earlier, we just see the front end with all these views and all these subscribers. We don't see the back end. We don't see how many times they stayed up late at night being frustrated and crying themselves to sleep because it felt like the goal and the dream that they had set for themselves was not coming to pass. We don't get to see all of that. So just know that when the next time you feel like giving up on anything, go back to your why. Believing in yourself helps other people believe in you as well. You know, it's always been my belief that people who don't believe in themselves really should not have the balls to think that other people are going to believe in them. And I've had to say to people before, if you don't believe in you, why should other people believe in you? If you don't believe that you can be successful, why should I believe that you can be successful? That's like you building a hot air balloon and then you say, hey, come on, Michelle, I want you to try it out. Now, I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know if it's going to stay up in the sky. It may fall out. Well, what the heck do you think I'm going to get up in this hot air balloon? If you don't believe in your invention, why would I believe in it and want to get it and try it out? No, you've got to believe in you. You've got to believe in what you're doing if you want other people to believe in you and what you're doing. So here's your takeaway. Success may seem like it happens overnight, but really the success of hard work, consistency, and faith. The farmer, wait a minute, something that's success. Oh, but it really is the success of hard work. Okay, I'm sorry, I left out a word. So the farmer the farmer was laughed at. That's why I said go back and read the whole story, because the people where he lived and his family members, they laughed at him. They made fun of him. They thought he was crazy for believing in this goal and this dream that clearly was not coming to pass. So the farmer was laughed at. He was called crazy. And as he watched and waited for the growth of the bamboo for 4 long years, sure, he had doubts as he waited, but as he waited, he was building the foundation he didn't even know he needed for the growth that was to come. Can I read that last sentence yet again? He had doubts as he waited, but as he waited, he was building, hear what I'm saying? He was building the foundation that he didn't even know that he needed for the growth that was to come. Again, remember I said the first 4 years, the bamboo seeds are building that foundation under the ground. You can't see that. I can't see it. We can't see it, but we know it's there. It's almost like an iceberg. Do you all remember hearing about the Titanic? We all know about the Titanic that hit the iceberg, and it looked like the iceberg was just this big mass of ice that you see sticking up out of the water. But what you don't know is there is a huge base to that iceberg, probably the size of a football field. Maybe a little exaggeration, but you get what I'm saying. So you have all of that that's under the water that you can't see. All you see is this much of the iceberg. You don't see all of that that's underneath. And it's just like the bamboo seeds. He put the bamboo seeds in the ground. He watered it. He nurtured it. He believed in it. He had the faith. And yet he saw nothing. And then he saw a few sprouts come up. And he thought, that's it. But what he didn't know was this huge base had started to form over the 4 years under the ground. And he needed that base under the ground to support that 60-foot tall tree. That's why I say, y'all, don't be so quick to want to give up on yourself. Let people laugh at you while you do the necessary things to build your hopes and dreams. Your waiting is building the necessary foundation, i.e. your root system, for your future success. So as you work towards building your goal and your dream, and people are saying to you, okay, so this is what, year 2, and you still haven't reached the level you said you were going to reach, and they're laughing at you, they're telling you wasting your time, they're saying, hey, give up, child, going back to the workforce. You know, this, like, I thought about Steve Harvey as I said that, where he quit working at Ford, where was he working? Was he at Ford or was General Motors? I don't know where he was. I don't know if it was Ford or General Motors, but anyway, he worked at the plant, and he gave that up to pursue his career as a comedian full time. And his family members and friends, honey, they made fun of him. They said, wait a minute, you're gonna leave this guaranteed job to go and do something that may or may not even come to pass. And he made up in his mind that he was going to do that. And guess what? As he went along, and he performed in these small clubs, making a little bit of money, but it's all right because a little bit adds up. He was building up his foundation. He was building up the friends and the associates and the people that he was going to need that would help him move his career along the way. See, what I've learned out of life is that you can't do everything by yourself, okay? Some things you can. You can go to the bathroom by yourself, but you cannot grow a business by yourself. You have to have a support system. I know you think you're doing it by yourself, but baby, you're not. You're not, because once that business starts to grow, if you want to expand, if you want to buy some property, you're going to need a loan officer to be in your corner to help you get some financing to grow your business a little bit more. Will you not? And if you need to, you'll need to furnish that space. So you're going to have some movers bring in the furniture, because you can't do that by yourself. So always remember that as you go along, you might not see what it is that you want, but I need you to keep the faith. I need you to keep believing. I need you to be consistent and keep doing what you need to do in order to get where you want to be. Okay? When I was growing my YouTube channel, I had to be consistent. I started off doing videos, I think it was just Monday and Friday. And then I said, all right, I'm gonna do Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I was consistent. I consistently did my videos Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then a few years ago, I decided to add on Saturday. And I stayed consistent. Now, I know lately a couple of times I did miss a video, and that's only because it got late and I just couldn't get to it, as it's starting to get late now. But when I say late, I mean in terms of losing the daylight. But I stayed consistent. And that's why I am where I am. I have 2 already speaking engagements lined up for next year. You know why? Because I kept the faith. I kept being consistent. I kept showing up. Even when nobody else was there, I kept showing up. And I kept praying and I kept believing. And all I'm asking you all to do is be like that farmer who planted those seeds and believed that it was going to yield something great for him and his family. That's all I'm asking you to do. Be like that farmer. Plant the goal that you have, and then take care of it. Nurture it, water it, believe in it, pray over it, all of that good stuff, and just wait. Be consistent though. Now here's the thing. You can't just wait doing nothing. You've got to be consistent. You've got to do your part. Do your part. And as they say, God will do the rest. You all, that's it. That's all I have. Hopefully something I said resonates with you and helps you to realize how important it is to build a healthy, strong foundation. You get that healthy, strong foundation built, baby, you can go far. I am so thankful that outside of my family and my inner circle, that I'm a part of Circle of Champions, because being a part of Circle of Champions has helped me to build my foundation. I have a coach that believes in me. And sometimes along the way, I think Bob believed in me more than I believed in myself, but I have a coach that believes in me. I have a coach that says, hey, I got your back. You don't have to do it by yourself. If you want to do a workshop or what have you, let me know. I'll be there with you. I will help you promote it, all of that good stuff. And he will help me get bodies in the room. That is all building your foundation. So stop thinking that you have to do it by yourself. Stop trying to do it by yourself, because you need a team. I'm going to say this, and I definitely let you be. If you have plans to do workshops or something like that in this new year, what I would suggest you do is reach out to one or two, maybe even three really good people that you know you can count on, and share your idea with them and say, hey, look, you know what? This is a great opportunity for us to grow our businesses. Let's do a workshop, especially if you all are speakers. Let me just go with that because it makes it easy. It's easy to do. You all come together and you do a speaking engagement. Everybody, so the body, so that means, let's say it's you and three other people. That's 4 folks, 4 of you all 4 of you, let's say, get 10 people to come into the room. 10, 20, 30, 40, you got 40 people in that room. 4 people invited 10 folks that showed up. And so now you're getting your business in front of 30 people that don't already know you. And each one of those other individuals are getting their business in front of 30 other people that didn't already know them. That's a strong foundation, you guys. Y'all, that's it. That's all. If you're new to watching my videos, I want to say welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. Allow me to just take up a little bit of your time to speak some life into you. If this is not your first rodeo, I want to say welcome back. Y'all know I miss you when I don't get a chance to see you. Go out there. It's Friday. Go out there. Enjoy yourself. But be safe no matter where you go or what you do. Please promise me that you will be safe, okay? Because I want you to come back tomorrow so I can speak life into you again. Love you all. You know the drill and you know the spiel. I love you to the moon and back, and there is nothing, I mean absolutely nothing that you can do about it. Because I love you. I believe in you. And guess what? I raise my hand to let you know that I am part of your strong foundation. Your strong foundation includes me, because I'm going to be there to encourage you. I'm going to be there to support whatever it is that you're doing, because I believe in you. I pray and I ask God every day that he allows you all to achieve the goals and the dreams that you've set for yourself. Because like I said, I believe in you and you can do it. Love you all. We'll talk again tomorrow.